so that when the leaves turn colors, the mountains turn into all of these reds and yellows and orange colors. And we're just going to sing a short song about that, and then we're going to play a song called Matsuri, which means festival, and this is where most of these drums are frequently used as festival music. Again, we're River City Taiko. Thank you very much for having us. A little closer again.
秋の雪出る山もみじ恋も薄いも数ある中に松を彩る楓やつたは山のふもとの裾もよ
Taiko! Thank you very much. That song is called Matsuri, meaning festival. It's based on festivals from in and around Tokyo. A lot of the songs we'll do will be based on festival music. The next song also is based on festival music from Okinawa, which is way far south. It's called Asa. Thank you very much. Thank you again. That was Asa. It was loosely based on festival rhythms from Okinawa. There's a big festival in Okinawa called Asa. They have a very distinctive type of taiko that they play with sort of small tambourine-sized drums that they march around and play with one mallet and the drum in the other hand. We also had a couple of traditional Japanese folk figures come out. We had a shishi, that was the big black thing with the white hair, supposed to be a dog. And we had a kyotoko who was playing the small gong of hane, and they came out as they do in many festivals. The next song is going to be a medley of several songs based from the island of Hachijo. Hachijo is an island where several hundred years ago samurai might be sent into exile. So at some point in the song, you'll see us take the form of an archer, because archery is one of the Bushido arts, and that's one of the things that samurai did. I hope you enjoy this medley of songs. Thank you very much.
I have a Halloween story. It has to do with a Japanese bamboo flute, the shakuhachi. Long ago in ancient Japan, there was much conflict, but then that ended. Everybody was told to put down their weapons, don't travel about the country, stay in your own area. So the samurai, you guys speak Japanese here, right? If I said konnichiwa, what does that mean? Means hello. If I said sayonara, if I said Toyota, sushi. So shakuhachi was played by these monks, and they actually meditated with this. So times of conflict were over, time of peace came, and they played the very, very peaceful sounding shakuhachi bamboo flute. They meditated using it. They actually called it blowing zen. That's where that word came from. And they actually wore a basket on top of their head. It was a hat. Now I can see you, but you can't tell who I am. And although these monks played beautiful, relaxing music, they were granted privileges to travel about the country and also to keep their identity sealed, so they would act sometimes as spies and assassins. So although they had beautiful music, and that music is still played today, never sure if that samurai was fully retired. And for good reason. If you left the end of the bamboo flute, it goes on the ground like that. But if you left the end of the flute, you could use this as a pretty formidable weapon. That's the story of the komuso. Now, the most interesting part at Halloween is if they ran across each other in the wild. They didn't have driver's licenses like we do today. To identify themselves to each other, they played these very difficult songs, required pieces. They were called kanjoku, required original pieces. So if you did not play that song correctly and you were an imposter, you would have a real problem on your hands. Thank you.
Okay, careful where you set up the black drum. Thank you very much. So we have a couple more songs, but the songs are played with the drums on different stands. So the group is going to move the drums around a little bit, and I'm just going to talk with you a little bit about the songs you played. So again, that last set of songs, the collection of songs, some of them from the island of Taiko, where samurai were sent into exile. Towards the end of the song, so all the drummers holding a bow and holding an arrow, and drawing it, and then waving it over there, and then back the drum. So a lot of the songs that are played in Taiko are based on musical rhythms or festivals from certain parts of the country. Different parts of the country, different villages or different neighborhoods in large cities like Tokyo have their own festivals and they have their own music and their own rhythms. And a lot of times what modern Taiko groups will do is they'll take some of those rhythms and they'll sort of turn it into concert music. Something a little shorter, a little punchier, something that fits into 5 or 10 minutes, rather than festival music, which is really supposed to go on all day for the whole festival. So it can get kind of long and tedious and drawn out. Traditionally, so these drums that you see here, these are sort of the heart and soul of the orchestra. These ones are called shudaiko, which means medium-sized drum. We have a couple that are bigger than this, but this is a good medium size. And traditionally, they would be made out of a hollowed-out tree trunk. So you find a good tree, like one here, maybe a little thicker, hollow it out, prep it, dry it, cure it for maybe 2 years, so all the moisture is out of it, then stretch hide on either end of it. Those drums are very expensive, very time-consuming to make. You have to have all sorts of expertise, and they're very, very heavy too. They're a good 150, 200, 300 pounds or more. It's kind of prohibitive for a group like us to have drums like that. So what we've done is what a lot of groups do is to make taiko out of barrels. So these are just barrels that you can get them, you go to wine country in Charlottesville, you'll find lots of barrels. You cut the top and the bottom off, reinforce it inside, sand it and stain it on the outside so it looks pretty, and then stretch hide on either end. You can sort of see the stage on this one if you look really close. But that's what a lot of groups use. We've got a couple more songs to play. Then we'll invite you up to try the drums out for yourself if you would like to. This next song is called Renshu. It was written in San Francisco Taiko Dojo, which is the first Taiko school in North America. Renshu means practice. So this is a song that was originally probably a drill teaching new players how to play Taiko. So you see at the beginning it's very simple, and then it gradually gets a little bit more complicated. Okay? Thank you very much. Thank you. So again, that song is called Renshu. Renshu is just a Japanese word for practice, and you can sort of see from the beginning it started out very simple, just kind of a way of teaching new taiko players how to play some of the basic hits. And then it gets more complicated as it goes down the line. I just want to talk about a couple of the things that make taiko kind of distinctive in what it is today. First of all, you notice on the drums we play two different parts of the drum. We play this part right here, the high called the kawa, and we play this part right here, the rim or the fuchi, and the contrast between those two hits is kind of like maybe an open and a closed hit in Latin music. Is a really big part of what makes the music so dynamic. The other thing that is a big part of it is the movement. So you see in all of these songs, and you're going to see it particularly with this next song coming up, there's a lot of movement that is incorporated into the drumming. So even though we call ourselves drummers, we're really part percussionist and part dancer, and the two fuse together, and it's a lot of fun. And even though it looks really spectacular at times, it's actually not that difficult because a lot of the percussion is sort of basic or intermediate, and a lot of the movement is also sort of basic or intermediate. And I guarantee if I can do this stuff, anybody can. So this last song, again, I'm just going to go to the map really quickly. There's an area sort of in the center of the main island called Gifu. And there are several rivers that run through the plain there. And what you have in the rivers, in one of the rivers in particular, is during a certain time of the year, you have fish that swim up the river, and then they spawn, which is what a lot of modern taiko music is based on today. And taiko is still a living art. A lot of the music is new or is rearrangements of older music. So a lot of new music is being written for taiko. And after this, we'll invite people up. If you would like to try out the drums for yourselves, we'll give you a pair of sticks called bachi, and we'll just lead you in a few little exercises. Thank you very much for having us here, not just today, but the previous weeks when we've been practicing outside. I really appreciate it.
く見てくれる